Well, we are finally here. This is the moment. This is where champions are made. This is where legends are made. This is where legacies commence. India have been absolutely perfect, flawless and immaculate for 9 games in a row. They faced New Zealand in the first of the semi-finals there in Mumbai. New Zealand have been less perfect, 5 out of 9. Do your percentages at home, what that means for you in your life. Pezza, this can only mean one thing. Congratulations, New Zealand.
Oh. It's almost like a revealer of personality, isn't it, as to how you choose as an Indian to approach this match. We've been asking in the comments, haven't we? And it does seem to just split along the lines of people being like, there is no way India's going to lose this match. Glory to India, coronation stuff, get on your knees, suck off, etc. And that's a very rational view.
Suck, suck, suck.
Yep, 3 times suck, doggy. And the other... the other side of it is people going, I'm completely terrified that despite all of our success,
yes,
it can all, unravel in one pitch and toss.
Yes, yeah. Well, fear governs all of our emotions, and in many ways, I'm scared, Pezza, that people don't know that TGC is brought to you by Cricket.com.
Wow.
You can download the Cricket.com app from the App Store. Cricket.com have supported us throughout the entirety of the World Cup, even going back to the World Test Championship final.
Yeah.
All the way back there in June.
What a URL it is.
We thank Cricket.com for their support during this World Cup. Pezza, getting into the game itself, the game being at the Wankhede there, it just seems pivotal that you must bat first. In IPL terms, it seems like chasing works, but in this tournament, I think the team batting first averages something about 320 for the first innings, maybe a little bit more than that, and the team chasing so far has averaged 180, something like that. So it's quite a big discrepancy between batting first and batting second. It just feels like it's if you get runs on the board. I'm actually thinking about ways for New Zealand to win this game, because I think if any team to beat India in this World Cup will be one of the great achievements in ODI cricket, no matter who does it, if they were able to do it. It's that hard to beat India, I think.
Yeah. India at the moment is like, moving back in with your parents due to inflation. You just can't live with them.
No.
No.
Are you going to be home for dinner? I don't know, Mum.
I appreciate you having me, but I can't live with you. But I need to.
Have you done my washing yet?
No team's come close to going with India in this tournament. It's the highest aggregation of cricketing weapons we've seen in the modern white ball game.
Right.
Most evenly matched teams will spark some debate about what a combined 11 between the both teams would look like. I'm going through India and New Zealand. India is almost man for man a better side. I'll have Daryl Mitchell in that side ahead of Shreyas. I might invite Trent Bolt to play ahead of Mo Siraj, maybe. I don't even know if that works as a combination. Like Devon Conway on his day?
Yep.
Who for? Shubman Gill? I want to come to Shubman Gill. He's the only player, I think, in the Indian side who has been unders for what he could produce. Now, he was bitten by a mosquito, admittedly, and I think he's coming back from that. But like a guy like him doesn't leave a tournament like this without making a mark. So I've got my eye on him. So that's really matters that I do.
Yeah.
So more than anything for India, it's it's an interesting psychological test for them. Like the manner of victories has been so dominant, yet they come up against a side that literally has their national identity arranged to be so damned honest and organised and efficient in the face of bigger powers. So yeah, I don't know. Like if Kane Williamson is able to win the double-sided coin toss, and bat first, then I'm very much involved in this game.
So I think in the top 4 for New Zealand, you've got someone like a Devon Conway, you've got someone like a Rachin Ravindra, someone like a Kane Williamson, and then 4 for New Zealand is someone like a Daryl Mitchell.
Right.
And then you've got Mark Chapman batted, I think in the game against Sri Lanka, he batted, and then Glenn Phillips came out after him, then Tom Latham after him, before you get into Santner and the rest of the bowlers. It just seems like if New Zealand are going to do anything in the game, someone in that 4 of Conway, Ravindra, Kane and Daryl Mitchell, someone has to go big, whatever big means in the context of semi-finals. It's probably unlikely that someone like a New Zealand who's going to play against someone like an India in something like a semi-final, that they go and score 400 because the pressure is such. These are the moments, these are the games where your legacy as a player is defined. But if New Zealand do win this game, how do they do that? Who do they attack? Which of the 5 bowlers they attack? I'm not sure, but whatever the pathway is, someone in that 4 for New Zealand must score 100.
They're going to have to play the best game they've ever played in their lives to come close.
And it's interesting for New Zealand. We spoke about before the tournament, this is the last dance for them. They've been so close.
That's what I was going to say.
In 2015, in 2019, they obviously won the World Test Championship. They obviously made the final against Australia in the UAE T20 World Cup. And now they've got another crack in it with this set of players.
Exactly.
It's the last dance.
Any reasonable person won't forget that it is in fact them, New Zealand, who brings the most heartfelt, evocative, dramatic narrative into this World Cup from a sporting perspective.
Yeah.
As you say, they lost in 2015. They were completely gutted emotionally in 2019. You've got T20 World Cups thrown in there. And that will steal them. This is a team that is they're smart, they're canny, they won't be overawed. But by the same token, you can have the best yacht with the best captain. If there's a fucking tidal wave coming your way, see you later. But that's why this game is interesting, because I feel like New Zealand, of all other teams in the World Cup, including Australia and South Africa, are best equipped to manage the absolute avalanche they're going to face from these Space Jam players and the crowd that goes with it, and the double-sided coin, and the changing of the pitch at halftime when they're doing the light show and no one can see. New Zealanders have grown up managing that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And as you said before, I think that their only path to victory is to bat first, make 330 through the top 4, Bolton, Southie, swing merchants, Santner, Miserly, prey on the gas truck, and it would be the greatest boil over and hit to the Indian economy that we have ever seen.
Someone needs to think about the economy.
Well, our economy, we're fucked.
In 2019, New Zealand set India, I think it was 240, and then thanks to Matt Henry and Trent Bolt, India found themselves 3 for 5, I think it was. That's at Old Trafford. That was mixed up in a rain delay as well, of course, with the reserve day being used. So it's
Tony's still chasing that target.
It's not going to be those conditions. So we're not going to see the same game. In many ways, 2019 is completely irrelevant, as is every other part of this tournament. Except I want to talk about the legacy factor with Virat.
Does history matter?
Does history matter? Let us know in the comments. I look forward to
wave that through. Yeah,
I look forward to reading those.
Yeah.
I want to talk about Virat and Rohit in their legacy, because India have always done so well in World Cups. They topped the ladders, they topped the group stage in 2015 and 2019. They've done the same in 2023 in ODI World Cups. And then it gets to this part, you look at Virat and Rohit's tournament this time round, just absolutely perfect, really. They've set the tournament alight. They've been electric up the top. Kohli's hardly had any pressure on him really throughout the tournament. He's batted sensationally well, except this is where it matters. Kohli's legacy is already defined. He is just missing that one bit of silverware with the home World Cup. His legacy deserves this trophy, really.
Yes, he was there in 2011. Okay, yes.
But this will be his, this will be his World Cup. He is the leading run scorer of the tournament so far. His performances in knockout games for India is actually well unders for what he is as a player. So that's where I feel like if India get him, if they get Rohit, and then it's down to Shreyas and it's down to KL Rahul. They've still got the firepower. Yes, of course those guys can do it. Jadeja can score 80 off 60 and win games. They are so good, but this is the defining part of the tournament where everything that's come before doesn't matter, and that's now. This is the legacy games. 2 games for legacy.
It's pretty unfair, isn't it? Really?
It is unfair.
You can have just the most enormous, prolific body of work that by any rational standards elevates you to the absolute peak of the game throughout all of its history, and 2 blokes on the internet can go but this is the game
Yeah.
which will define whether you are, are worthy of the coronation.
Yeah.
Like,
I can yawn. Knockout games.
Yeah,
Fucking
it is like when you
Dorito
watch
dust on me.
if you have a Premier League team or European team in Europe, like you can just defeat all comers all the way through for 8 or 9 months, and then that earns you the right to maybe win some things over 1 week, of a couple of games where anything can happen, referees, injuries, anything.
And if you're off, then it's just like,
exactly.
Good year. Go
that's
again next year.
That's okay. That's actually a fail.
Yeah.
Your unders there. Yeah. Anything else than Virat being elevated to the status of MS Dhoni is a fail.
Yes.
And
that's right.
That's just the very sad reality of internet brain. On the other hand, you could say he's already done really well in his career. And arguably the greatest.
Not for me. I think he needs this.
Yeah, he needs this. He's short on this.
He needs the next thing.
He needs to overcome Ratch and Ravindra and co.
And if he doesn't win this one, he needs to win the next one next year.
I mean, let's be real. It's going to happen, isn't it? It's going to happen.
Yeah. It's
like it really is Happy Gilmore. So it's like all you got to do is tap it in.
Tap it in, yeah.
Give it a little tappy.
Yeah.
Tap, taparoo. Just tap it in.
Are you too good for your home? Well, anything else you want to say about this game?
I'm pumped. It should be good.
Yeah.
Feel a bit weird about doing a preview, to be honest.
And you can thank cricket.com for us doing this, a preview for this World Cup.
Peace in the Middle East.